Good day, brothers and sisters in Christ. I welcome you to our Sunday's reflection for Corpus Christi Year A. The theme of our reflection is the real presence of Jesus. How can this man give us his flesh to eat? John chapter 6, from verse 51 to 59. Steve Brown recounts the frustrating story of a group of British social scientists. After British rule in India ended in the 1940s, these researchers sought to study its impact on the nation's life. After 6 months, they gave up and went home. What was the source of their frustration? Although the British had been in India for over 300 years, since the 1600s, many people in Indian villages were unaware that the British had ever been there. Jesus is always present in our parish. How many of us are aware of his presence? As Catholics, we are taught about the real presence of Jesus in the Eucharist. This teaching is grounded in Jesus' own words in the Gospels. It remains a source of comfort, strength, and nourishment for us. Jesus' presence in the Eucharist is unconditional. It does not depend on whether we are aware of him or spend time with him. It does not depend on our emotions, level of faith, or holiness. Christ is consistently present in the tabernacle and at Mass, not merely symbolically, but actually, because of his promise and power. When was the last time you were aware of his presence? The Lord is gracious towards us and desires to meet our needs. So each of our readings today challenges us to respond to him. Our failure to respond prevents us from experiencing the nourishment he promises. A ready area for examination is our attitude towards Sunday Mass and our behavior outside the Mass. How do we behave in church? Do we attend the entire Mass or arrive late and leave early? Do we receive the Eucharist with reverence and fast before communion to show our respect? Do we ensure that we are free of serious sin before receiving communion? The Eucharist is free. There is no admission fee. However, to benefit from it, we must constantly be aware of the Lord's presence and desire him above all else. When we fast from food, water, and gadgets, and other things we depend on, we experience withdrawal. When was the last time you experienced withdrawal from not attending Mass and receiving the Eucharist? St. Maria Faustina Kowalska explains why we should experience withdrawal. And I quote, "Every morning during meditation, I prepare myself for the whole day's struggle. Holy Communion assures me that I will win the victory, and so it is. I fear the day when I do not receive Holy Communion. This is the bread of the strong. It gives me all the strength I need to carry on my mission and the courage to do whatever the Lord asks of me. The courage and strength that are in me are not of me, but of him who lives in me. It is the Eucharist." End of quote. If the Eucharist is the source of our strength in facing life's challenges, we should experience withdrawal and a sense of insecurity when we fail to receive it. Corpus Christi challenges us to become increasingly aware of Jesus' presence in the Eucharist and spend time in devotion. So this week, I invite you to do the following. Strive to come to church early, spend time in prayer, and become aware of Jesus' presence in the tabernacle before Mass. Secondly, find a concrete way to share bread with someone in need this week. Bake some bread for someone or donate to a food pantry. Have a blessed week.